Like many Valley cities, Desert Hot Springs is trying to support its small businesses during the pandemic. I spoke about this and other issues today with Mayor Scott Mattis. Scott, it's good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you, Peter. Thanks.
Tell us about the city's latest effort to help support businesses and residents through this pandemic. What's in place, and is there anything planned for the future?
We're one of many cities in this struggle on how and what to do best for our businesses, but we listen to them. We don't have a large dining area like other cities do, but we do have some businesses that are doing some outdoor dining that we've been supporting. We've had a couple of local bars that have gone from just serving drinks to obviously bringing in food trucks and serving food. They've expanded some of their services into their parking lots, and so we've helped them coordinate with our code enforcement department to make sure it was safe for constituents to be able to visit their businesses. So again, Desert Hot Springs is not as fortunate to have as many eateries as some of the other cities do, but we're doing our best with what we have.
Short-term rentals has been a hot topic for a lot of cities in the Valley lately. Some cities are taking action. Is Desert Hot Springs dealing with this issue as well? And if so, what steps are being taken to address it?
Short-term rentals, we haven't had a lot of inquiries recently. And in the past, we didn't have a lot. I know there is some in the city. We've worked with Airbnb to make sure that they pay their taxes, and it doesn't seem to be a problem at this point. We've had minor complaints off and on, and we seem to deal with that with our code compliance. But for the most part, it's not a major issue as it is in some of the larger tourism cities here in the Coachella Valley.
Back in January, there was a new promotional campaign called ReDiscover DHS, and obviously the pandemic has had an impact on that. Have you noticed more business and visitors coming to Desert Hot Springs as a result of this campaign, and what has changed?
And Desert Hot Springs is very, very unfortunate. My last day of the city last May, or the May of 2019, we really talked a lot about our image and bringing back business to Desert Hot Springs and bringing new innovative business to Desert Hot Springs. I think that's been proven. Just recently, I videoed the new state of the city for 2020, as we can't have crowds of people as we usually do for the states of the city, and that'll be released sometime next week, talking about moving forward, what businesses we've brought to our community, and how the ReDiscover Desert Hot Springs plan has really worked for our community. You can visually see the difference in safety. You can visually see the difference in image when you drive through our city, and you can actually look at the stats, and it proves that.
Has there been any issues with code compliance in Desert Hot Springs with businesses and restaurants following the rules? I know that neighboring cities are kind of going through some trouble right now trying to enforce this. What about yours?
Desert Hot Springs has taken on kind of the attitude is we're going to go out and educate. During this process, our code was very proactive on making sure that flyers were sent to every business, dropped off to every business to make sure that they complied. As the state and county seemed to change the ordinance or the orders on a regular basis, it was tough for them to figure out where they were complying and where they weren't. We did have a process for individuals that would report businesses out of compliance, and we would talk to them, educate them, but for the most part, the state of Desert Hot Springs is not fining small business. I don't think that's very proactive. So we've educated, and I believe our businesses have done well.
Are you working with Palm Springs Unified to ensure more connectivity among students for your city for online learning?
Yes, we've been getting an update on a regular basis for Palm Springs Unified. We have not had a lot of issues per se in our community. There have been some points where they go down, but for the most part, I don't get a lot of complaints in the mayor's office about not being able to get their kids on Zoom or connect to their schools. So we do keep an update on a regular basis with Palm Springs Unified to make sure if there's something we can do to help with that, we do.
Anything else, Scott, you would like to say before we let you go about how things are going right now in Desert Hot Springs?
Well, the times are tough still, as we will need to get these small businesses open. I think all the mayors in the Coachella Valley support the fact that the state of California needs to move towards a quicker process on opening these small businesses. It's hurting them. They're not going to be able to survive much longer if they're not open, and I think we all need to get behind that. We're one of the only states in the nation now they're not having indoor dining, and our state needs to get behind that. We understand the safety is important, but also our business. Our small businesses are very important to us to keep our economies going.
All right. Scott, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.